So far we have studied about files. Now we will discuss about what is a directory. And some systems store millions of files in hard disk. To manage all these files, we need to organize properly. This organization involves the use of directories. In this section, we will discuss about the importance of directory structure. Before going to the details of the directory structure, let us discuss a few minutes about storage structure in a computer. All these files are stored in secondary storage memory in a partitions. In each partition file system can be implemented. And if it's a larger partition, is also called as volume. The larger, the major, big amount of space we consider as a volume. Okay. Next, we will maintain a device directory or that volume table of contents. What are the files in that particular volume in that memory are available, or recorded information is stored in the directory. And what the information directory will have is name, location, size, and type of all files on that volume. Now let us see that a directory can be viewed as a symbol table that translate file names into the directory entries. If we take such a thing, we see that the directory itself can be organized in many ways. Suppose we want to able to insert an entry or delete an entry, search a name entry, search particular file, and list all the entries in the directory. Such things can be done. In this diagram, these F1, F2, F3, F4, Fn are all files and circles are to directory. Now each directory has one file. Now both the directory structure and files both will reside in the secondary storage disk. Information, what information a directory device should maintain. So entire information about a particular file, how many files in that volume or in the directory, all these details should be stored in the directory. Now we will see one by one. This is the file name. Every file should have a name, and type is the file name dot its extension is called file type. Address, where this file is at present located in the memory. Current length of this file right now. If we add something to that memory, then what will be the maximum length? And when you are accessed that data in the file, that information, and when you return something onto the file, that is writing to the file, who created a file, who is the owner of the file, and protection information, whether this file is only read access or write access or can be modified. These protection information, all these informations will be stored in the device directory. Whenever we consider a particular directory structure, we need to keep in mind the operations that are to be performed on a directory. What are the operations? Search for a file, create a file, delete a file, list a directory, rename a file, traverse the file system. Let us discuss in detail one by one now. Search for a file. We need to be able to search a directory structure to find an entry for a particular file. Whenever we want to search an entry, entire directory we need to search. Since files have a symbolic names like first program.c, my name.txt, like that symbolic names, and similar names may indicate a relationship between files. We may want to be able to find all files whose names match a particular pattern. All text files .txt extension all follow a particular pattern. .exe files, all .exe files follow a particular pattern. Creating a file. A new files need to be created and added to the directory. Whenever we are created a new file, that file should be added to the directory. Delete a file. When a file is no longer needed by a particular process, we want to be able to remove it from the directory. As soon as you remove from the directory, its space is deallocated in the memory. List a directory. We need to be able to list the files in a directory and the contents of the directory entry for each file in the list. List a directory. Every directory has a number of files. All these lists in this directory is displayed. Next, we will discuss about rename a file. File name can be changed because the name of the file represents its content to its users. We must be able to change the name when the contents of use of the file changes. As per the changing of the content in the file, we can change the file name. Suppose I taken a one file, in that I written all English alphabets A to Z. Then I can put a file name is English alphabets.doc or txt. Now if I change the content in the file, that means I kept 0 to 1, 0 to 100 only numbers. Then I can rename the file name for my convenience sake is numbers.doc or txt. So the number, that means numbers stored in the file content in the file. Next we'll see traverse the file system. We may wish to access every directory and every file within a directory structure. For reliability, it is good idea to solve the contents and structure of the entire file system at regular intervals. Very often we do this by copying all files to magnetic tape. These techniques provide a backup copy in case of a system failure occurs. In addition, if a file is no longer in use, the file can be copied to tape and the disk space of the file released for reuse by any another file. Whenever we don't want, we can remove it from the main memory and kept in the secondary memory. In this traverse the file system, very frequently we need to save the directory and its constants regularly to the secondary storage device. If any failure occurs, we can use it as a backup. Using this directory structure, efficiency increases. Locating a file is very easy, and in quick method we can locate a file where it is stored in the main memory. We'll store each and every file in a particular directory. So we'll come to know the path in which directory and which file, what is that file it is stored, so that in easy way we can locate a file. Naming. Suppose if there are two directories are there, we can use two different names. Same file can have several different names, same file, if it is kept in a different directories, or same file can be renamed with different names. Grouping. Logical grouping of files by its properties. All executable programs, all games, all doc files, text files, like this are all be grouped together. Next, this is a single level directory. All files are contained in the same directory. All files are contained in the same directory, which is easy to support and understand. Single level directory has significant limitations. However, when the number of files increases, or when the system has more than one user, since all files are in the same directory, they must have a unique names. If two users call their data file, for example test, then the unique name rule is avoided. There is no unique. If two users are on, both are two users using same name. For example, in one programming class, suppose 23 students calling the program for their second assignment is program 2. Another 11 called it is assignment 2. That is an example. Although file names are generally selected to reflect the content of the file, as per the content we'll put the file name. They are often limited in length, complicating the task of making file names. The MS-DOS operating systems allow only 11 characters file names, whereas Unix in contrast allows 255 characters. Even a single user on a single level directory may find it difficult to remember the names of all the files as the number of files increases. It is not uncommon for a user to have hundreds of files on one computer system and an equal number of additional files on another system. Keeping track of so many files is really a big task in a single level directory. We'll see this two level directory. Now we'll discuss two level directory. Just now we have seen a single level directory is often leads to confusion of file names among different users. Then what is the solution to create? The solution is to create a separate directory for each user. In the two level directory structure, each user has his own user file directory, UFD, user file directory. The user file directory have similar structures. All UFDs, user file directories, are similar structures. Here 4 users are there. 4 user file directories are there. All are similar in structure. But each lists only the files of a single user. Okay, since because there are 4 users, each is for a single user. When a user job starts or a user logs in, then which user is using which file? Let us see this, how it is happens. User logs in, the system's master file directory MFD, above this, above one, MFD is searched. The MFD is indexed by username or account number, and each entry points to the UFD for that user. User 1, it leads to the UFD. User 2, it's UFD. User 3, UFD. User 4, UFD. When a user refers to a particular file, only his own UFD is searched. Thus, different users may have files with the same name, as long as all the file names within each UFD are unique. Here, if you see that, we can create any number of users directories. We can delete user directory, and we can file in a particular user directory. Now, this two-level directory solved name collision. So with the same name can be kept in two different directories. That's no problem. This is solved in single level directory, is not like that. So name collision is resolved in two level directory. Then what is the disadvantage is, the major disadvantage is isolation. The structure is isolating one user from the other. One user cannot interact with the other user's directory or is fine. When users are completely independent, but it is a disadvantage when the user wants to cooperate some task and to access one another's file. Some systems simply do not allow local user files to be accessed by other users. Sometimes we need, my dear friends, some files should be shared among 2-3 users. That is not possible in two-level directory. Now we'll discuss about tree structured directories. Previously we have seen two-level directory, and that can be extended to any level. So basic structure of directory is tree. Now let us discuss few points in this. In general, in generalization, users to create their own subdirectories to organize their file accordingly. In tree structures allows users to create its own subdirectories and to organize their files accordingly. A tree is the most common directory structure. The tree has a root directory, top one, root directory, and every file in the system has a unique path name. Any file we can access and it has a unique path name, top to bottom. A directory contains a set of files or subdirectories. A directory is simply another format. One bit in each directory entry defines the entry as a file, zero, file of 0, or an subdirectory is 1. A special system calls are used to create and delete these directories. In general normal use, each process has a current directory. The current directory should contain most of the files that are of current interest to the process. When reference is made to a file, the current directory is searched. Right now we are using that current directory. If a file is needed that it is not in the current directory, then the user usually switches to the changes to the other directory and search for the required file. Now we'll see to reach a file we need a path name. There are two types of path names here. One is absolute path name. Second one is relative path name. Absolute path name gives from the path from the root, whereas in a relative path name, suppose from the current directory onwards, it gives the path. That is the difference. Now, how to delete a directory? Is MS-DOS doesn't allow to delete a directory if the directory has subdirectories or files. If at all we want to delete, means we need to delete subdirectories in the subdirectories, files, subdirectories, like that. Recurrently we need to delete all the files in the directory, and it is a tedious task and a lengthy procedure. The alternative method is, in Unix there is a command called remove command, rm command. But the disadvantage is, if unexpectedly if this command is given, then entire tree structure or directory is going to be deleted. So options, there are two options: using DOS or using Unix operating system. This is efficient. It's a tree structured directories are efficient searching, since we can reach to the file using a path. Grouping is capability, means similar files we can put in a particular directory. Current directory or change directory, working directory, like this we can reach to the particular file. These are absolute and relative path names, so we already discussed. Creating a new file is done in the current directory only. This is the deleting a file in Unix environment, remove file. Creating a new subdirectory is done in current directory, means make directory name, a new directory is created. If in current directory, make dir count, means in spell mail one more directory count is created. If deleting mail, means deleting the entire subtree routed by mail, from the mail onwards all these will be deleted. Now we will discuss about acyclic graph directories. In acyclic graph directories, in subdirectory or a file is shared between two subdirectories. A file or subdirectories are shared between two users. The two users are working on same subdirectory or user, and the graph should be acyclic graph. Acyclic graph means there should be no cycles in this graph. Two different names. If delete, what is the disadvantage here? If we delete a shared directory, the dangling point occurs. Even though it's shared, some of the users still pointing to the deleted file. So that is abnormal memory it accessed. That is called dangling pointer. Back pointers, so we can delete all pointers. Variable size records problem. Back pointers using a daisy chain organization. Entry hold count solutions are the solution for deleting a shared file or directory. Yeah, we'll discuss about the general graph directory. A serious problem with using an acyclic graph structure is ensuring that there are no cycles. It's very difficult. If you start with a two-level directory, this is a two-level directory, and allow users to create a subdirectories, a tree structured directory results. This is a tree structured results. Directory result. It should be fairly easy to see that simply adding a new files and subdirectories to an existing tree structured directory preserves the tree structured nature. But however, when we add links to an existing tree structured directory, that tree structure is destroyed, resulting a simple graph structure like this. How do we guarantee no cycles in this? Allow only links to file, not subdirectories. The garbage collection. Every time a new link is added, a use of a cycle detection algorithm to determine whether it is okay or not. Whether the cycle is there or not, we need to run an algorithm. The last topic is protection. File owner or creator should be able to control the created file. Then types of access, read or write, is executable. The file can be appended or delete or list. These can be protected. Mainly, my dear friends, in file protection, we'll discuss of types of access. Read from the file, write or rewrite the file, load load the file into memory and execute it, append, write any information at the end of the file, delete a file and free its space, list the name and attributes. All these things will be discussed in the protection. Access list. Owner access is 7. If all is read, write, all this will be 7 means owner access. Group access is 6. Public access is 1. Mode of access: read, write, execute. X means execute. All these three, 111 mean owner access. The group access, 110, this is 6, this is 1. Ask manager to create a group, unique name, say G, and add some users to the group. For a particular file, say game or subdirectory, define an appropriate access. Here 7 means owner access, 6 means group access, 1 means public access. Okay.